On today's episode of Healer Heal Thyself. Listen, I am still processing. Um, it's been, this has been a journey, right? However, lately I've been feeling the, the heaviness, right? Of breakthrough. You know, there's a heaviness that is felt right before a breakthrough, right? And I would say it's one of the toughest periods spiritually to be in because deep down, you know that your breakthrough is here. Your breakthrough is here. Your breakthrough is here. Your breakthrough is near. Your breakthrough is here. And there's that other part of you, that ego, that likes to slip in and remind you of things, whether it be limiting beliefs, whether it be things that were never true in the first place, whether it be things that worked for you in the past but no longer works for you. The ego likes to bring these things into play at the most inopportune times. So I've been struggling a little with that in just strengthening my faith and allowing things to keep going, allowing my process to play out naturally in the way things are meant to be. And I had one of the most profound sessions I have had to date this morning with one of my colleagues in this work, psychic somatics and somatic healing. I mean, we hit depths that I never even thought about before our session. And I am just truly grateful because right now I feel the most clarity that I have felt in a long time. I feel very aligned, more aligned than I've been in the last few weeks or months, I would say. And it just reminds me, or it just brought up the reminder, like my last video when I talked about, being triggered by something that you've done the shadow work around, right? I mean, that is always going to be a normal part of this journey, right? Just because you've healed from something does not mean that you are exempt from being triggered by it, okay? Or something else happening that may mirror whatever you experienced and bring up a trigger. So it's not about, oh yeah, well, I'm healed, so the work is done, good. It's a matter of knowing that, even if you have done healing work around an experience, you know that you are equipped with the tools, the knowledge, the information that if said experience does come up again, or if something that is similar to that experience comes up again, that you are prepared, okay? That you know how to approach that, that situation head on, okay? Without feeling defeated, without feeling hopeless or helpless, or without feeling that you have allowed yourself to be sucked into a place that you felt like you have moved on from. Okay, it's about having grace, compassion, and patience with yourself, in knowing that this is all part of this life experience. Okay, and if something is coming back up for you, or if something is coming back up, it just means that it could be a couple of things. It could mean that, hey, this is a test from your higher self. to see if you have really, if you're really ready for what you're saying you're ready for, or it could be that, yeah, there's still some work that needs to be done around that experience. Okay. I mean, doing the work does not mean that we won't get triggered. Doing the work just means that you have now positioned yourself in a place where you can handle that trigger, or are you are in the awareness that, hey, this trigger is happening to teach me something, right? Or to, there's a lesson that I should be learning around this. So what is it, right? To go deeper, right? Triggers may happen so that we can go deeper, so that we can go within and see where the misalignment is happening for us, right? In my session today, I mean, I'm so like, and this is so perfect because it's not till after the session happened, I remembered, like, wait a minute, this is a full moon, right? And this is one of the biggest, a super moon, right? The strawberry pink moon, right? In Sagittarius, okay? There's a Grand Fire Trine happening around this full moon. A trine to Chiron and Aries, a trine to Mars and Leo. Okay, and when I tell you this stuff, these aspects and these these moons and the way the planets are shifting, I'm taking it personally. Okay, I'm taking it personally because I feel like this is impacting my world and my reality in the most profound ways. All right, and I say that to say, my North Node is in Sagittarius, okay? In my sixth house, right? My North Node falls in my fifth house, I believe. Just depending on, which chart or what kind of, how you are using whole house or, or Placidus or whatever it is, right? As far as what kind of chart you use, right? But, Sagittarius falls in my fifth and sixth house, right? So for me, the North Node is in my fifth house, right? As well as I have Neptune in Sagittarius, okay? So, yeah, I mean, this is what I'm meant to do, right? We know, for those of us who know, we understand that Sagittarius is the philosopher. Sagittarius is the teacher, higher learning, right? More like a professor, right? Spiritual teacher, spiritual leader, okay? And with this trine to Chiron and Aries, okay, that is natally where where Chiron falls for me, in Aries, right? That is where my natal Chiron is placed in my Aries, in my sign of Aries, right? Which is my midhaven, right? So for those, like, if you know, okay? If you know, okay? So I have Aries in my midhaven, all right? Your midhaven, your 10th house is that's your career house, right? That's what you're meant to do. That's what you're meant to do as far as your career, your everyday work, right? Aries is a leader, right? With my North Node, Sagittarius, spiritual teacher. All right. So y'all see where I'm going with this, right? I also hear this, right? Mars is currently in Leo, right? So this Grand Fire Trine, all right, because these are all fire signs, Sagittarius, Aries, and Mars. And Leo, excuse me. Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo are all fire signs, okay? So stay with me here, right? So I just talked about my North Node being in Sagittarius. I talked about, um, natally my Aries, my Chiron is in Aries for me. And peep this. I also have Mars in Leo, natally, right? Natally, I have Mars in Leo, okay? In my first house, okay? Like I said, my houses aren't, if we're using the whole house, then yes. But if we're using the Placidus, okay, you'll find that, my houses are split, right? So my 12th, yeah, I have Mars and Leo in my first house. So the other day we had a full moon in Scorpio. I'm a I'm a Scorpio moon, right? And we had the full moon in Scorpio at the exact same degree as my natal moon, 22 degrees. So that's why I'm feeling like this is personal to me, okay? And of course, we can all take it and use it however it applies to us. But I just feel like these aspects have been just knocking at my door, telling me it's time, okay? Telling me it's time, and I feel it. So, with, saying all that to say, it's like having this profound healing session this morning has allowed me to release so much, allowed me to release a load that I've been carrying around my finances, right? Where I've been carrying guilt, okay? Some shame and mostly guilt, okay? Around something that I experienced as a child, okay? And that has, continuously led to me having certain type of experiences around my finances that I could never put my finger on it until now. Because that's what this Sagittarius full moon is here to do, to bring clarity, okay? To transform, okay? That Grand Fire Trine is a fire trine of releasing, transformation, okay? Chiron and Aries, okay, helps us to reconnect the disjointed aspects of ourselves, right? The moon in Sagittarius, igniting our quest, okay, for meaning and the courage to live by our own inner law. All right. I have developed this courage today because, believe it or not, I've just, been apprehensive about showing my face and apprehensive about coming, and opening up to being vulnerable and just allowing my authenticity to, to shine through and be what it is. All right. There's a part of me that has not embraced that. Okay. Yes, I come on here and I do it and I make these videos because I know that's my mission. I know that's who I am. I know that's what I'm meant to be because of all my aspects. Even my human design, speaks loudly of this is what I'm here to do. But a part of me has always felt like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know if people are going to hear what I have to say. I don't know. And that's the part that has been afraid of rejection. Okay, that's the part that has held on to the guilt of something I did when I was a child, where past spiritual teachers told me, pretty much, in to put it short, that I was a bad person for doing that. That's why certain things are happening to me now because of what I did. So it's like a part of me held on to that karmically, and that was revealed today in my session. And I just want to say thank you because I'm so grateful. And the divine timing of the session happening today on this day, this full moon in Sagittarius, okay, of releasing through the fire, okay? And I'm here to, I'm just being led. Like, I'm here to claim, like, this is me. This is my code. This is my mission. And I'm stepping into it powerfully and boldly and courageously at this time because I have released any and everything that has held me back and kept me in a place of feeling that I wasn't ready yet or I wasn't worthy yet to claim this aspect of myself because of things that I did in the past where I didn't know better. You understand? Creating the limiting belief that allowed me to carry this guilt around for the rest of my life. I'm talking about this thing happened when I was about 6 or 7 years old, like between 6 and 8 years old. And I didn't realize that I hadn't forgiven myself and that I was still holding on to that. And because of that, that allowed me to now attract experiences to mirror that, where it's like the thing I did now was happening to me over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And me like, woe is me, like, what did I do to deserve this? And it's like being hard on myself, not understanding. And now it's so clear to me. So it's like, yeah, the releasing, all right, that fire, okay, brings the clarity that I needed. Okay, like I'm seeing everything clearly at this time. Okay, and it's through me facing myself, doing the shadow work, being accountable and saying, hey, yes, I did that. Okay, asking for forgiveness from the person or people that I may have affected or hurt because of my actions. Okay, being accountable for that, seeing myself and still loving myself through it. Okay, not being hard on myself, no longer being hard on myself and saying, you know what, you're a bad person because you did that. I didn't know better. All right? I didn't know better. I was a child. Okay? And the fire. Okay? In now accepting that and acknowledging that, and still accepting every part of myself and loving every part of myself, even the part that messed up. Okay? That's because of the healing that has taken place before. That's because of the understanding that I have developed in knowing that I am not my mistakes. Okay? I am not my mistakes. Okay? That's the human part of me. All right? And as long as we're human, as long as we're on this planet, there's the probability that we're going to make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. All right? And, when we forgive ourselves and when we have grace and the compassion that we have with others on ourselves, it just lifts so much. Okay? It lifts so much. Ah, man. So it's like when we, when we acknowledge who we are, when we attest to the things that we have done, and when we embody and embrace and accept all parts of ourselves, okay? When we stop trying to be someone else, okay? Or we stop trying to meet others' expectations, okay? That may not even be aligned with who we are, with our true essence. That's when we feel the shift. That's when the shift happens. Okay? Sagittarius is truth. All right? Truth, the higher truth. Okay? So this Sag full moon is also here to allow us to stand in our truth. Okay? Stand in the light of who we are, because the truth, our truth sets us free, baby. Our truth sets us free. Oh man, I mean, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful, so beautiful, so beautiful. And that's the fire, all right? That's that fire. I'm just like, this full moon, gives us the opportunity to reconnect with our eternal flame, the flame that we come from, the flame that we are born from. We have the opportunity in this time to reconnect with our inner flame, our true self, our true flame, our authenticity. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful, so beautiful. I mean, I wanted to come on here and just share that, because I'm no longer inhibited by any of the things that I allowed to hold me back before. I'm being led to share in authenticity, in true love, because everything that I've experienced, everything that I have had to heal from, everything that I have healed from and continue to heal from, because it doesn't stop. The work continues. The healing continues. All right? Until we're here, we are going to continue to heal, because that's how we continue to ascend. That's how we continue to, ascend our souls. Every time we master one level of healing, growth doesn't stop. This universe, this planet is all about expansion. It's always expanding. All right. So the minute you feel like you're done, or you've done the work, and, it should be all smooth sailing after that, you're kidding yourself, because yes, you have found a way to navigate your life in alignment through healing, where now you're navigating in a more aligned state. Okay. And like I said, you now have the power within you, or we've always had the power, but now that you have the power within you to create your reality, all right, you can, it helps you to navigate the triggers or the experiences that may bring pain, however, you don't allow yourself to stay there. And that's the key. You don't allow yourself to stay there. You keep moving, you keep growing. And the point of being here, the point of this experience is to keep expanding, to keep growing. So, don't kid yourself in feeling like, okay, well, you know what? I'm done healing because I got through this, so everything should be great, and cherries and roses. Because there's always going to be something to grow from. And like I said, knowing who you are and standing in your power allows you now to keep having the courage to face the things that are happening that you're not in control of with alignment, with ease, with joy, knowing that you're abundant, knowing that you're limitless, right? So yeah, I mean, tap into your primordial fire. Your primordial fire, man, that's that source code. I am just still reflecting and processing, and yeah, I'm about to go do a spiritual bath because it is the full moon, right? To continue to help the energies release, all right? Allow the releasing to keep going. All right, shout out to Annie. I'm so grateful for you and to you for this profound releasing, for assisting me, for holding space, for me to get clear, holding space for me to release what needed to be released, guiding me to that place of finding the root of the blockage that I was facing. This work is beautiful. As a healer, you know, yeah, I know that I have experienced everything I've experienced to bring me to this place now of helping others. And as a healer, you know, like I said, on this version of Healer Heal of Healer Heal Thyself, on this episode, on today's episode of Healer Heal Thyself, because yeah, we as healers have to heal ourselves because we're all here. We're all here doing this. All right. What makes me different at this point is that I have learned from my experiences, and I have allowed my experiences to propel me forward into a space now where I can help others because I've experienced it. And I have learned and I have grown. Okay? So now I can assist others. And that's my destiny. That's what I'm here for. That's my mission. And I know it is because it brings me so much fulfillment and joy. All right? And even now more because now I have gotten over my hurdles of feeling less than or not good enough or not equipped enough, right? Wow. This Grand Fire Trine just channels the raw, unfiltered intelligence, okay, of fire into clarity, into direction, into initiation. And I'm feeling all of it. I'm here for all of it, man. Okay? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I am truly grateful. And yeah, embrace this time because there's so much going on. Like, Jupiter has entered my natal sun and rising sign of Cancer. And I have 2 other placements in Cancer. Okay? And I'm pretty open about my natal chart. I have Mercury and Saturn in Cancer. All right? All at the same degree. Can y'all imagine that? My Sun, Mercury, and Saturn are in Cancer, all at the same degree. So I know right there that there was something I needed to grow and heal from when it comes to the way I express myself and the discipline I had around expressing myself and the way I showed up. The sun, the way what I present to the world, what is being, where the light is being shined or shone, there was something that I needed to heal and grow and acquire or attain the discipline, because we know Saturn around how I choose to show up and express myself. So here it is. I mean, all these things. So yeah, Jupiter is going to be in Cancer for the next year. So y'all better know and believe, like, yeah, I'm I'm really tapping into these energies and making the best of it. So I'm out here, y'all. I'm out the bag. I am out the closet. So in any event, thank you for being here with me. Thank you for listening. Yeah, I'm being led more and more to just share my experiences, what's going on with me, and just be my most authentic self. And whoever's meant to be a part of me, my tribe, my following, whoever it is that I am meant to help on their healing journey, it will all fall in line, and I'm here for it. So love y'all, and I will see y'all soon. Mwah. Peace out.